We all think that we need animal food, we need animal protein. We need to eat cows, we need to eat fish, we need to eat chicken, eggs, all that. And it appears to be true that we don't need them, really. And there's three very important arguments, groups of arguments for that. One is the planet. The planet, just to produce 1 kilogram of meat, of protein meat, costs us like 600 liters of water to produce 1 kilo of meat. It uses 600 times more square feet to produce a kilo of meat compared to a kilo of plant protein, valuable plant protein. And then there's a very important argument, and that is the CO2 production. Just the cows that we use to produce milk proteins and the meat, we produce with those cows more CO2 in the whole world than our combined transportation produces in the world. It's incredible how cruel we are with the animals that provide us with our meat. It's not alone, not just the production of the meat, but it is the slaughterhouses, it's the transportation. One of the examples I always give is the chicken, the hedged chicken. We separate the hens from the chicken, and we do that by checking them, and then the male chicks, they are shredded. They are just put in a shredder. We don't need them. Undescribable. The health effects of changing from animal protein to plant-based protein. Very, very interesting to see the amount of scientific studies, and they are all in the same direction. It's incredible. Good scientific studies, and hundreds of them. They all prove that switching from animal protein to plant-based protein has a tremendous effect on something like 32 health issues that are debilitating our population. First 5 or so are hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, other vascular diseases, intestinal problems, all improve dramatically with the switch to plant-based diet. Experiments done, for instance, in large factories, they have switched half of the workers to a plant-based diet, and the other half they haven't done any changes. And then within 2 weeks, the population that switched to plant-based starts complaining about, especially the persons that are on medication, on hypertension medication and blood sugar medication. They start complaining. They start complaining about their blood pressure is going down too much, and their blood sugars are going down too much. They have to reduce the medication in 2 weeks already. There's another interesting, not so scientific experiment done by Oprah Winfrey. Half of her crew started to eat plant-based, and the other half of her crew didn't change their diet. And again, within 2 weeks, within 10 days, they started complaining, the people that changed it to plant. And another interesting thing that she mentions is that the people that changed it to plant-based were very clear on that they had more clearness of mind. They could think clearer, and they were more productive and happier. So you'll ask, are there any alternatives? Yes, there are, but they are not as good and not as much effects on basically health than completely plant-based. The best effects is plant-based, a little bit less effects is on vegetarian diet, a little bit less is a Mediterranean diet, and then you have a series of other types of diets that are clearly less effective, and of course then your regular diet. And there is a modern, the last few years, we see this tendency to the intermittent fasting, which has large and important health effects as well. There's lots of different opinions on intermittent fasting, especially on how long you need to fast to get the optimal result. There's people that talk about 12 hours fasting. There's a lot of people that say no, 14 to 16 hours is optimum, and there's other people that really fast for 18 hours. Incredible.